Everything can go wrong in the mountains, and it doesn't matter how good of a mountaineer you are. If the mountain decide, it can lead to your end in a brief moment. Here is a story about it and how humble it can make you if you survive. Night came faster than it was supposed to. One moment the ridge still had shape, still had depth, and then it didn't. Just a narrow cone of light in front of me and nothing beyond it. You start telling yourself, I messed up. This wasn't the plan. Nothing about this was. Somewhere below the summit, the mountain stopped feeling like a goal and started feeling like a place you had to survive. The cold sharpened. The wind didn't stay in one direction long enough to predict. Every sound felt louder than it should have been. I remember realizing how tired I was. Not all at once, but in pieces. In the way my hands didn't respond immediately. In the way my feet needed more thought than they had earlier that day. In the way simple things suddenly felt expensive. In the way my will started to break, and here I needed mental toughness to continue. Up there, mistakes don't announce themselves. They arrive quietly. A wrong layer, a slower pace, a decision delayed by a few minutes too long. The light from my headlamp bounced off snow and fog and came straight back at me. Depth disappeared. Everything flattened. The mountain reduced itself to what I could see, and that wasn't much. The battery of my headlamp was on its verge. Everything was going wrong. There was nothing I could do to change the things. The light became pale. I needed to rely on the light of the moon. Time stopped making sense. I checked my watch without really reading it. I counted steps, then counted them again because I wasn't sure I had. Fear didn't show up as panic. It showed up as focus that hurt to maintain. As the effort it took to stay calm, as the knowledge that there was no one else coming to fix this. Below the summit, the idea of success felt irrelevant. There was only the next movement, the next foothold, the next breath that fogged the inside of my jacket. I thought about how different the mountain felt just hours earlier, how forgiving it had seemed, how easily I'd believed that it would stay that way. It didn't owe me that. It was quite the opposite. I underestimated the mountain, and even worse, I overestimated myself. In my eyes, I was unstoppable. I thought to myself, I can conquer any peak. This is the mistake. No one is greater than the nature. When everything goes wrong in the mountains, it's never one big thing. It's a collection of small ones that refuse to cancel each other out. Fatigue, cold, darkness, time. And still, you move. Because stopping isn't an option you can afford to consider for long. Eventually the terrain softened. Not safer, just less demanding. The wind lost some of its edge. The slope eased enough to let my breathing catch up with me. The mountain didn't feel conquered. It didn't feel defeated. It felt finished with me. When I finally stepped out of the dark, there was no relief the way I'd imagined it. Just a quiet understanding of how close things had come to being different. After surviving this disaster, I was thinking how much I needed the humble and how lucky I am. It was so close to be fatal, but it didn't. This is the time I take the best of it, because next time it won't be humbling. It will be the end. Below the summit. At night, when everything went wrong. I didn't come back with a story about reaching the top. I came back with something harder to explain. A respect that didn't feel heroic, and a gratitude that didn't need witnesses.